5b here is just the basic case of integrals by partial fractions. So I could integrate both sides with respect to dx here, and I should have y is just this basic integral. I'm going to pull this constant 3 to the outside because I think that's going to make it easier in the long run. So if you remember, the idea here was we wanted to be able to rewrite this in a different form that's going to be easier to solve. So I want to rewrite this in the form of the integral of a over x plus 3 plus the integral b over 2x minus 1. This. So I have to figure out what are the constants a and b that will make this expression equivalent to my original expression. So I'm going to do that off to the right here. I'll start out by setting both sides equal. I'll multiply through by both terms in the denominator here. Now, we talked about several different methods for finding a and b here. I'm going to use the method where I select values of x that will let me eliminate particular terms here. So if x equals -3, for example, I can evaluate this above equation as being 1 equals, so -3 times 2 is -6, minus another one is -7. So -7a plus 0. In which case I know that a is -1/7. Same thing for b. If I say that if I say that x is equal to 1/2, that would make this term equal to 0. So I can evaluate this entire equation as 1 equals 0 of these plus, let's see, 1/2 plus 3 is 3.5 b's. Oops, this should be an equal sign. Okay, so let's, instead of 3.5, actually, let's say 7/2 b. So that tells me that b should be equal to 2/7, whereas a was -1/7. Okay, so I've solved my a and b. So now I can rewrite this as the integrals. The integral of a sum is the same thing as the sum of the integrals, so I'll rewrite this as my a value over x plus 3 dx plus my b value over 2x minus 1 dx. I'm going to pull the a and the b to the outside here before I evaluate. So that's -1/7 integral 1 over x plus 3, and then b was +2/7 1 over 2x minus 1. Okay, so now I can calculate both of those. So that gives me natural log absolute value x plus 3 plus 2/7 times natural log 2x minus 1. But be careful. If I were to take the derivative of this in order to get the original, I would have to multiply by 2 because of the chain rule. So I want to introduce another factor of 1/2 on the outside that would cancel that out so that I would still get my original. And of course, we should not forget the constant of integration on the outside. So that gives me -1/7 this natural log plus 1/7 that natural log plus c as my final answer.